This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by Spencer Brown. Spencer, firstly, how are you doing?
Yeah, great. I mean, it's amazing. A little bit hot, isn't it? But honestly, what a fantastic event. Can't wait, can you?
I can't, and I've said this to a few people. Obviously, for many people, this can be seen as the Super Bowl of boxing. It's the undisputed heavyweight crown of the world. How excited are you?
1,000,000%, you're 1,000,000% you're right there. And what a place we're in here. What a setup. He's put a spaceship up there. I mean, I don't know what to say, really. It's crazy, but look, I just hope the people at home have a great time watching it. We're all from the council estates, and we've all, you know, the roofers and the builders and the bricklayers and all that. The real hardcore of boxing, you know, and I just hope they enjoy it and they deserve it, you know.
You're obviously working with Tyson, you're his manager, you're going to be rooting for him deeply come Saturday night.
Yeah.
How does he approach this fight? What's the keys to success for Tyson?
I think he's got the keys to success, hasn't he? I think he's mature, he's a 6'9" switch hitting machine, really. He's what I've seen the last 2 weeks, I've never seen anything like it for a long time from him. I think styles make fights. And you stood next to him earlier, he does look a monster, doesn't he? He does look a monster. He looks in the greatest shape I've seen him for a long time.
We've seen a development in Tyson's style over the years. He was a bit more fleet-footed, more of a boxer, if you will, up until, say, the Deontay Wilder fights, and then he's become more aggressive. Do you think that he still has that in his locker if he needed to be a bit more fleet-footed with Usyk, or does he not need to be?
I think you'll see that on Saturday, that he's always had that in his locker, but he works fight by fight, doesn't he, Tyson? He's a very clever individual his boxing IQ is phenomenal. I mean, look, he dropped the ball last time. It was a terrible performance. It wasn't just his fault, it was the whole team's fault. So I would say that we've left nothing to fruition, and we're looking to make good on what was last time. And if he beats Usyk, for me, he becomes one of the greatest boxers of all time.
Spencer, speaking to Frank yesterday, he said that as soon as the rules meeting takes place, he wants to speak to the referee and make sure that he acknowledges what the cut-off is with regards to the belt around the waist. And obviously there's a lot of talk about low blows and Oleksandr Usyk's body. Is that something you've all spoken about internally?
Yeah, look, I mean, let's have it right. If it wasn't a low blow, he wouldn't be here tonight, would he? Daniel Dubois would be here, mate. Well, I don't know, but Usyk wouldn't be here, would he? So, I don't think you can take anything away from Usyk, can you? He's a phenomenal fighter. He's a nice guy. His boxing IQ is second to none. You know, it's two of the greatest. You know, it's Holyfield against Lewis, isn't it? But for me, a bigger scale.
Just with this fight as well, obviously you've got the cut of Tyson. Seems to have healed quite well. Like speaking to him yesterday and seeing him up close, is there a concern at all that it opens back up?
Not at all. We think it's healed marvellously with our experts looking at it. If it does open up, we've got the people in the corner to get him through it.
That was good. Sorry, I don't need to interrupt you, but I did an interview with Stitch Duran, who's previously worked Tyson's corner. It was a few months ago. And
he's only worked with him once.
So on that note, though, Stitch did say he would advise Tyson to have a great cutman working with him. Who he's going to be?
A good cutman.
Do you know? Could you let me know?
Well, we've got a guy called Frank. So I'm not going to say no more because Frank wants to stay not in the limelight, but listen, Frank's got more experience than anybody. Is he as good as Stitch? Undoubtedly. He knows more about cuts than me and you about hot dinners, especially me. So, look, we've got a good man there to take care of us. He's done many fights, many championship fights. He's worked for many champions. So, look, cut's a cut. If it happens, it does open up. We've got somebody there to deal with it.
Speaking of cut, Spencer, we saw one yesterday with the father of Tyson Fury, John Fury. I'm sure you're probably fed up of talking about it, but that altercation with Team Usyk. What was your take on the entire event?
Look, it was a lot of handbags at dawn. You know, I'm not defending anybody. You know, I've seen the remarks and everything. They shook hands earlier. You know, the guy did say some stuff, and I want to forget it and put it to the back of my mind now because we've got something more important. You know, I see Headbutts down the pub. I used to see him down the pub every weekend. So, you know, it was what it was. You know, and we all were pushing and shoving and being stupid. We maybe need to grow up a little bit and Then they're a good bunch of lads, the Ukrainian boys. You know, they're a good bunch of lads, and you know, I like them. I was shaking hands with them, and you know, all of a sudden we're in this melee. It's like a rugby scrum, and it was pushing and shoving, bags at dawn, but yeah, a couple of things had to be addressed, and they've been addressed now, and we sorted it out. Everybody shook hands, and I can assure you nothing like that will ever happen again.
Just to ask on it, Spencer, obviously the reaction online, a lot of people were asking, how will the people out in Saudi Arabia react to it, i.e. Turki Al Sheikh, his team and those around him? How did everybody in the higher ups here in Saudi Arabia react to it?
Well, that's not a question for me to answer, really. That's a question for Turki Al Sheikh to answer. But look, it's he's tickling. That's Mauricio O'Sullivan, the head of the WBC, and he's tickling my belly. So look, that's an answer for him and his team to answer you. You know, the Saudis are a lovely, you know, unviolent people. They're, you know, but what happens in, what they say, what happens in wherever you are stays in wherever you are. They're not, you know, they just want this fight to happen. There's a lot at stake here. So silliness and stupidness, forget about it. I know a lot of people are probably angry, but listen, John's part of our team and that's it. So, did he have an excuse for it? Yes, he did. Is it ever going to happen again? No, it's not. John's very apologetic, and it won't happen again. So we apologise to anybody who got offended at that. They've all shaken hands, and we'll go on from there.
Final thing, away from all of that, just to bring Anthony Joshua into the equation, is there any chance whoever wins on Saturday, the loser accepts some form of a step aside to make the winner versus AJ, because that's been spoken about quite a bit?
No. In one word, look, I was responsible with Frank and whoever else to do the contracts, and Tyson's solicitor, Robert, and it's going to happen. The rematch is on. So, will it get interjected by Anthony Joshua? Look, Anthony Joshua's got to win first, number one, which I'm sure he will. But we all want to see that fight. We want to see it as soon as possible, so nobody gets over the hill. Everybody's around the same age group. And I think we're going to see it, 1,000,000%. As long as no injuries happen or anything, but I think we're going to see it.
Spencer, I appreciate
it. Indication to me anyway.
Appreciate your time as always. Good luck with the rest of the week, and of course, enjoy Saturday night.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Spencer.